Naira I withdrew yesterday is still with me, as the cab drivers and market women have refused to accept the old note. Your name is Festus. Festus, I thought you said you did not. I don't say you. Okay, you withdrew. Now I understand what you. When I saw withdrew, I actually felt you meant you left. Okay, but that means you got the cash and now you're not able to spend it. Oh wow. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. You're welcome. What's your name?
I'm obedient.
All right. Where are you calling from?
Yeah.
All right. Turn off your radio set, please.
I want to ask if you're surprised that people still disobey the court order and all that. Why? Because the leader is a clear example of disobeying the court order. Is there anybody obeying court order in this country? Why? Because of what is them now? They say that
You want to know if there is anybody obeying court order in this country.
Yeah.
Go and do something that will involve you going to court. Then you will know.
Okay, because at the end of the day, if the Supreme Court they say that is I think that how the final say will say something that nobody is obeying it. How many judgments and the president himself disobeyed it? Did anything happen? Heaven fall? Oh, it's the foundation, and they will, they have already laid, so they will keep on building on it. The day will collapse finally.
To what will collapse finally?
Yeah, the wrong foundation now.
Okay, the wrong foundation. All
yeah,
right,
and it's obeying court order.
All right then. Thank you very much for calling, though. But you know that generalization that some people like to do. Nobody exists to obey court order in this country. Go and find trouble and let your matter reach court. Then we will know. I'm sure you've heard that the correctional facilities are overpopulated. And usually we discuss decongestion of the correctional centers. It's not chicken and goat that we have there. It's human beings. All right? So that you don't generalize. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Stay on the particular issue we're discussing. Good afternoon, presenter. My name is Bright Warane from Rumibo. Government should make the new notes available rather than saying we should start using the old notes. The government is just playing hanky-panky on its citizens. Well, this one is not. Anyway, the Supreme Court is an arm of the government, right? So yeah. Okay, so yeah. When I go on that break, there's a break coming up now. When I go on the break and come back after the news, I will still take your call. I want to know. I'm yet to hear something really, really different. And for every time I use the word different, a phrase comes to my mind. Okay. So the thing is, I'm yet to hear someone say that the cash is available. And that's why I said, maybe you've traveled to another part of this country and you just returned. I want to know what's happening there, in case you've had any experience of some sort, right? So let's go on a commercial break and we'll be back. Stay tuned.
Nigeria Info will be right back.
In an effort to reduce overcrowding and ensure stress
there is the e-portal for you to do your transactions, and that's the plan. All right. So have you been able to get the old 500 and 1,000 Naira notes from the banks? Are people collecting it? Are you yourself accepting the notes, the old notes? Let's talk after the news, trending stories that comes up at 1 p.m. I'll be right back. Send those messages to WhatsApp 0809 030 6416. Get on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Tweet at Nigeria Info PH. Send a message on Instagram as well. You can get on there and join the conversation. Nigeria Info FM _PH. I'll be right back. Just stay tuned.
On your top station, the conversation.
12. Do you have up to 10,000 naira? You know. Yeah, I know some people that they have money, but they cannot stand with their full chest and say, I have up to 2,000 naira notes. Some of them don't even have up to 1,000 naira notes. Or 1,000 naira cash, rather, not notes. 1,000 naira cash they don't have. Some people don't even have 500 naira cash. Some don't even have up to 200 naira cash. Some don't even have 100 naira cash. Some people don't have 50 naira cash. So if you start counting poor men by cash, I think we should start doing that. Yeah? I mean, who are those people that are, what's the word now? What's that word I'm looking for? Anyway, but let me explain what I want to say. Since I can't find the exact word I want to use, let me explain it. You know how they rating, that's the word. They rate people. Forbes and the rest of them. And they're saying this person is, yeah? They're calculating assets and all that. We need to start rating people based on how much cash do you have. So, yeah, we should add that to the ratings. In Nigeria right now, I'm rich. How much cash do you have? Can you bring up 1,000 naira cash now? So we should start rating people based on that, you know? I'm just joking though. All right, so tell me now, availability of the Naira notes. Do you have the Naira notes? How much do you have in cash? Have you gone to your bank yesterday, this morning, this afternoon? Tell me, what has been your experience? Have you seen the old 1,000 naira and 500 naira notes? Has it been given to you? Maybe issued by your bank? Or you went to use an ATM and you slotted in your card, punched the numbers, and the next thing, you're seeing 1,000 naira, old notes. Did you collect it and then went back inside the bank to deposit the money? I'm sure some people will do that. Once the ATM dispenses the 5,000 naira they requested and it's old 1,000 naira notes, they'll just enter bank and do deposits. I'm going to look for POS. No time, I beg. People should not stress me. Okay, so tell me now. I want to know if you've been able to get the notes, all right? And I also want to know how available the Naira notes are. Maybe it's not available. Maybe the notes are not available that much in Port Harcourt, in River State, maybe. But in Abia State, in Imo State, in any other state where you're listening to me from, it could be available there. Tell me if it's available there. But if it's worse than what we have here in River State, please do call in and also tell me. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. All right, send a message via WhatsApp to 0809 030 6416. This person says, good afternoon. As I'm talking to you, I only have 100 naira. I remain anonymous. You are rich. You have 100 naira cash. Some people don't have 50 naira cash. Yeah. What can you even buy with 50 naira these days? Yeah, because crazy enough, the transportation is no longer 50 naira. You have to beg, like, to get any transporter carry you for 50 naira. Ha! You have to beg now. Like, you will be humble before they will agree. So what? Yeah. So let's say you just saw biscuits and you just want to nibble on something. Just choose something. Maybe you saw groundnuts. You just want to buy. Some people can't afford to buy granuts now because they don't have 50 naira cash. It's that bad. But can they afford to buy even 5 bottles of groundnuts? They can. If you're going to accept transfer or POS transaction. But to say, 50 naira groundnuts, let me just get that and chew while I'm in the traffic or something. They cannot do that. They'll just stay there and be looking. Even to buy sweets, they can't buy. Good afternoon, Constance. Concerning this money issue, I think that President Buhari or the CBN governor needs to come out and address Nigerians because nobody wants to collect the old Naira notes until they hear from President Buhari or CBN governor. But many persons that went to the bank yesterday said that they gave them the old Naira notes. As for me, I would like us to make use of the old money until 31st December as Supreme Court ordered, so that before then, the new Naira notes will be in surplus and in circulation. Round face from Rumekini. All right, round face. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Okay. Please do well to call back. I know it's a network problem, but I was tempted to say you came to answer present auntie. Although you didn't tell me your name though. So do well to call back. Good afternoon, Constance. When I was a kid, there's this eyes my mother will look at me without saying a word. I will just flew. Now the same eyes where Buhari they take look us. That's why nobody want to collect old money. Ubong from Rumokrosi. President Buhari is not even looking at you. Have you seen his eyes? He has not said anything. If he has said anything, then at least we would now say, okay, this is what the president. He has not said anything after the Supreme Court ruling. What I want to assume that they are still meeting, putting heads together to know how they should go about it. That's just what I want to believe is happening. Hello. All right, thank you. Please do well to call back. Good afternoon, presenter. My name is Nnamdi from Oyibo. It is the CBN and federal government that announced that the old Naira note is not legal tender before the court overturned it. Now we're waiting for the CBN and federal government to come out to say we abide by the court order. That's why people have not started collecting the old Naira back. All right. Constance, I had to give Malam my bottle of water in exchange for 150 Naira cash. Extension of Naira notes used. Why is the extension now? After all the stress Nigerians have gone through, is it to create room for crediting of accounts for payments of the kickbacks that bullion van owners will give to favor their judgment and also for governorship votes buy-in? Goodness is asking. Well, Goodness, I think you should write a mail. Okay, you don't need to do a mail. DM Festus Keyamo, I think he's on Twitter, or the Attorney General. You can ask all these questions and let them hear you. All right, get on their social media platforms and ask them the same question. I'm sure they will have an answer for you. Good afternoon. I was in my bank yesterday. I couldn't enter the banking hall. I came back without getting 1 naira. God, please help me. I don't know how I got into this country. Dele in Rumekini. Dele, you were not born here. I want to know, were you born in Nigeria? Or since you don't know how you came in, let's start from there. Were you born in Nigeria? If yes, then that's how you came into Nigeria. All right, I see your message, no name, and the way you're putting that, you coined that your message. I'm not going to read it on air, but thank you all the same. 070-0923-0923. Hello. All right, back to the messages now. Good afternoon, Constance. Emmanuel from Diobu. Currently, the only cash with me is just 200 naira. I had to borrow my sister's soap so I could take my bath today because mine is finished. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Well, someday we shall talk about there was a time. Did you know that there was a time that the Naira notes was very scarce. That even these POS people you are seeing now, that is if they're still there, they were the jacobans. You go to collect 10,000 naira, they tell you to pay 3,000. There was a time like that. Someday this is gonna be a story. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Turn off your radio set. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Miss Constant.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
This is Emmanuel from Ozuzuishi.
All right, Emmanuel. So do you people have cash there?
No, I don't have cash here. Constant, can you recall the verdict that Supreme Court gave before Buhari came out? Huh?
What was the verdict?
I think the Supreme Court said that the federal government and that the CBN should hold on. But yet, Buhari came and said 500 and 1,000 has been nullified. So people are still waiting for Buhari to come out because that thing cost a lot of expenses to Nigerians. They lose money. People suffer. So if people doesn't want to collect now, you should not blame them. It's Buhari that is still in power.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. So it's the same thing that so many other people are saying. Until the president issues a statement, then we're not collecting the money. All right, I'm looking at Twitter now. Okenna Franklin says, I haven't been to the bank yet. Okay, what happened to this message right now? It just disappeared. Okay, I've seen it again. I haven't been to the bank yet, but this morning, a woman entered a bus with me and brought out the old 500 naira note to pay, and the driver rejected it. The woman said she went to the bank and was paid with the old note as she requested a withdrawal of 20,000 naira. Oh, wow. So she has 20,000 naira cash of the old note. Interesting stuff. She's rich now, first of all. Oh, my goodness. No, but she's actually rich. She's a rich woman in cash. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, my sister.
You're welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Mr. Petit Pays.
Mr. what?
Petit Pays.
Okay. Please go ahead.
All right. My sister, for this Naira note, imagine this morning that I went to bank and now bank issue me 100 Naira notes. And somebody brought old one there. And they told the person that to go to Central Bank and bring paper before they will see.
Oh, wow. I really wanted to hear that story. I really wanted to know what he was saying. Please, can you call back? Like, almost immediately. Call back. No. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not the one. Welcome. What's your name? I can barely hear you. Your name is what?
Prince.
All right, Prince. Talk to me. Where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from Eleme.
Oh, Eleme. So in Eleme, is the cash all over the place?
If what?
Cash. We're talking about availability of Naira now.
Yeah. So, they are not collecting it. Now accepting it too. They are not collecting it.
They're not collecting what?
They are not collecting it now.
The old notes, that's what you mean?
Everywhere just is stagnant. Everywhere is stagnant, and they are not collecting it. They are still expecting the new one, or maybe order from the presidency, or either the central bank.
Okay.
But there's something I want to contribute.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I'm listening. Go on.
Okay, fine. One thing about life, Nigerians will need to understand, we need to know the level and how the judiciary operates. One thing about the policy that we don't understand, most of these things, we in Nigeria also cause it ourselves. Because for example now, central bank now, this policy we think, I want to just ask one question. Can Supreme Court tell central bank, I want people to print a new money today, just as what it did. Did they have the power to do that?
Why would the Supreme Court ask the central bank to print money?
Okay, fine. I know why I asked the question. Now, if as they print now, the Supreme Court has the power to say, now you have print new money. I want us to use, I want people to start using the money today or tomorrow. The Supreme Court has the power to do that.
Let me throw the question back to you. Will Supreme Court just gather and just be making order?
No, wait, I'm coming. What I mean is this. If maybe Supreme now, the central bank now, maybe they want to redesign or print another new money. Say this money we want to redesign our.
They have already redesigned and they have printed. You're making it sound like it's something that's going to come up in the future.
Wait, no, you listen to me first.
You're taking time, so I'm trying to hasten you up.
Hello?
What exactly is the point you want to make?
No, I'm coming. The answer is no, right?
Uncle, this is radio. You don't have the whole day. I'm looking at time. I have commercials in less than 1 minute.
What I mean is this. We should understand that the Supreme Court does not have the power.
To do what?
Extend or tell them to collect or not to collect.
All right. Thank you very much for making that point. Okay. Interesting stuff. I have commercials coming right up. And let me see if I still have a little time to read maybe 1 or 2 messages. Do I? Yeah, I do. Okay. So when I return, I'll read just a few messages. All right. Sorry, I can't take any more calls. All right. So do stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, so we're wrapping up the conversation on the availability of the Naira notes. Of course, the Supreme Court gave an order that the old 500 and 1,000 Naira notes should remain in circulation until 31st of December. But then Nigerians are yet to start accepting the old notes. And crazy enough, some banks are still not even issuing the old notes. And then someone called into, he was about to say something, but the network just wasn't being friendly to him. I think he was trying to say that part of what he said though, was that someone went to the bank to deposit the old Naira notes and then he was referred to the CBN or something. I think we'll have to find out how that is really working right now, whether people can still deposit the old notes without getting what's he called the whole slip or printout from the CBN website and all that stuff. So we need to really find out so that we can know what is obtainable now. All right. Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I see your messages. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. So we have his story coming up in a bit. And of course, 2 p.m. the news will come up. News update, after which we'll talk about engaging artisans, the plumbers, the carpenters, and the rest of them. Let's have that conversation after the news. My name is Constance. Do stay tuned.